This piece of art is literally a living prayer of my life and my future. I did this part before I got together with the group for my 50th. I had the idea, and it started with this picture of an actual fire that I had lit in a ceremony. And I put the fireplace down and I coffee stained all of these pieces from my book to make them look like they'd been burned, and I burned the edges by hand. I have this picture here of me with the medicine. So it was literally the fire, this photo, and then Mother Mary. And that was it, just this part. And then it was like glitter fairies bombed this, like you should have seen them. It was on the day we did mushrooms in the garden. As we were coming out of it, I had the whole table set up with art and glitter, and I had all these things that I'd collected from my whole life. Like, you can't see they're 3D, but these like come out. You know, this was from Joshua Tree in a medicine ceremony, and this is from Peru, the llama, and all these crystals and broken necklaces, and this is from a special day in Mexico with Ricardo, the Jesus that you get in the cake, and this ring and this card I'd written about being with the right person in my life and love. And this is from the first ayahuasca in Peru. And so I had all these photos of special people in my life, and the witch in my ancestry who was burned at the stake has come through to me before, and all these photos of my childhood. And I just decided I wanted this to be the past and this to be the future. And I had this all laid out with glitter, and everybody just cut it and did what they wanted to do. This is from a client who also had repressed memories that she had done as a piece of art, and one of my favorite artists from Joshua Tree in Peru, and they cut them all. This is from my moon dance. This is from a sister from my moon dance, and someone just put them together. They didn't even know that. And this is from Dr. Seuss, my favorite book that I always come back to in the moon dance. And on my 50th, we lost the 5, and I reset it to 0. This is from the churches, the colibri from my 50th, all the protection. And what was fascinating is that as we were in the medicine, someone had taken, this was a photo of me holding my suitcase on my first day of school, and someone had taken it and made her a fairy. And I literally felt like it changed her timeline, that it went back and healed her. And they were on a rescue mission through this piece of art. They were healing her. And what's fascinating is these fairy wings come from an Enid Blyton book, and it was given to me by my godmother as a child, and it has all these medicine like frogs and mushrooms. This is from the cover of the Enid Blyton, and they'd cut them up and put them throughout the painting. You know, this comes from a painting Ricardo's mum has on her wall of her and Ricardo, and they put those all everywhere. This is from Ricardo's shirt, someone made into a butterfly. This is from the Enid Blyton book too. But it's interesting that Enid Blyton book was my very first book that always stayed with me, and it was because I used to escape and go into fairy tale and pretend I was with the fairies as a way to be okay. And now I'm a medicine woman, and it was all about medicine. So there's all this healing that happened through this piece of art. There's Beatrice and my sisters and love, medicine, healing. This is from another artist. It's called Bessos, and this one's called La Table. And I think of me and Beatrice and all my sisters and all the women at the table. And then at Anna's funeral, at the ceremony, when we went to the cemetery, it was filled with these. And I had kept this. I had not put it in the painting, but after Anna passed, I was like, oh my God, Anna never made it to my 50th. I don't have something of her that I can put into the painting. And then after I went there, I realized that was why I had kept this. And this was Ricardo had made by hand bubble blowers in the shapes of butterflies so that everybody could blow bubbles at the ceremony because he knows how much I love them. This is from my mother when she was a child. There's just my grandfather. There's just so many beautiful little things hidden within it that all have different meaning, and things that, I got this interlume and it says sacred, and just little beetles, like the most random things that I had collected. Even with all my travel and all my moving, somehow all of this was with me. Cacao seeds as part of the ashes and the copal, and this was given to me. It's the symbol of witches and protection. And this is my ancestor, the witch, so I had it all together here. And then this was corn, which represents abundance, that I'd sprayed gold, like the craziness of what Kirsty did the week leading up to her birthday for this piece of art. I carried this for years, like on a book. I took this years and years and years ago, and that was what I manifested. I wanted someone that when I told all my friends about him, they said they knew from the first moment that he was so special. And that's who Ricardo is. And this beautiful fingerprint in hot pink is from my 3-year-old, who's come up in medicine a lot, where that's her kind of signature when she's painting and working. These little gold things, like the week before this piece of art, as I was manifesting it, I said, for some reason I wanted like crushed pieces of mirror, and I didn't find them, and I wanted some gold leaf, and I ordered it on Amazon and it never arrived. Well, the day of my birthday, one of my sisters arrived with a packet of gold leaf and another sister arrived with pieces of mirror. Like, what are the chances of all of this happening? Tim Gard, who sponsored me into the country and who I love and adore, is the funniest man. He gives out these rubber chickens because he travels with chicken legs sticking out the back of his suitcase. He's hilarious. This is, some beautiful sisters that weren't here, but I wanted them in the painting, and I didn't know I did, and they were in the photo. Like, there's just layers and layers of, this. All of this is my book, and this is things that kept me going for decades, songs I listened to, and medicine teachings. And so the painting, the idea is that it's transmuting the past and also calling in protection and prayer and my future. It's the land that I want to build, and the acorn seed someone gave me years ago, and the waterfalls and the love and everything that's coming. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.